Welcome back to Querer es Poder. Our show is about inspiring, educating, and motivating people. And that's why we have today Robert Catrini, and he's actor. How do you say the voice over that you do?
Oh, voiceovers.
Voiceovers.
Yeah, voiceovers.
And also business owner here in Santa Clarita, owner of Planet Yogurt.
Yes.
The best yogurt in the world.
Oh, yeah. I'm there.
Absolutely the best yogurt in the world.
Thank you.
Planet Yogurt over by
Pavilion
the
Shopping Plaza.
Olive Garden. What's the shopping center called over there?
Promenade Plaza.
In Promenade Plaza. It is the best tasting yogurt I've ever had.
But you know, from there, from the beginning to there, there's a story. And you were telling us about that you are originally from Brooklyn. And what happened after that stage of your life? What was next?
Well, my dad, when he was alive, my dad died in 1960. And every Sunday, he had wanted to get out of Brooklyn. And we lived, our address was at 292 Willoughby Avenue, the row houses. And right next door to us at 290, my grandmother on my mother's side and my aunts lived. So when my dad died, my mom didn't have to go far to get support to raise us. And I was a problem.
You're a little bit of a problem, huh?
I was a problem. We lived directly across the street. Willoughby Avenue is a one-way street, so it's not that wide. And we lived directly across the street from St. Patrick's, which is where I was an altar boy. And the next street over on Clawson Avenue was the convent, Sisters of Mercy, which is a massive complex. It's still there. So there was more than one time that my mother marched me over to the big iron doors of the convent and said, "Take him."
And the nuns knew what to do.
The nuns knew what to do, yeah. So, no, they kept me on the straight and narrow. And so my dad had always wanted to move out to Long Island. Every Sunday, he'd pack all of us in the station wagon and head out to Long Island. And Sunrise Highway, we'd hit all the realtors and looking for a house to buy because all of his family was out there. And lots of brothers and sisters. So we had a lot of aunts and uncles out on the island in Nassau and Suffolk County. And after my dad died, my mother pretty much took up that mantle, and we all moved. My grandmother, everyone, we all moved out to Long Island. And from there, I had always been a musician. My dad, fine Sicilian, played the accordion. And that was a very popular instrument in the Italian community. So when I was 6 years old, he started to teach me, and then at some point realized that he could only bring me so far. And they started sending me for accordion lessons. So I learned the whole keyboard and the chromatic scales and whatnot. And at 8 years old, unbeknownst to my parents, the studio where I was learning to play the accordion, they actually had me in teaching a beginning class. So from there, I actually, knowing the scale and everything, I taught myself the guitar, and then we moved to Long Island. And as I said, my mom had it rough. And I got involved in music and started from one band to another, and then we started playing all over New York City, and I was the lead singer.
So there you go. See? So he went from being a juvenile delinquent, right?
Essentially.
Oh, my
Right,
God.
to being a rock star.
Well, I don't know about that. But we were pretty popular. My last band was called Three's a Crowd, and we fashioned ourselves after Eric Clapton and Cream. We listened to what three musicians could do, and we knew we could do that. The amount of music, you were pretty surprised when you realized it was only three guys on stage, and we did that with harmonies and the way the bass was played and etc.
How old were you by this time?
I started that when I was 17.
Okay.
So, yeah, I had taught myself the guitar when I was 14. My mom bought me a guitar, and I just learned how to tune it on my own and learned how to form the chords, and run up and down the scales. And
But that's good that you put your energy in something positive, like music.
oh
and-
yeah, yeah, no, loved it. Yeah, no, we were really very good. We really were. It was nothing original. It was all cover songs, but we were very good, and we were pretty popular. We
And
ended
in
up
New York City.
when I say New York, we really concentrated for some reason, and I'm not sure. Maybe it was because one of the fellows lived in the Bronx. We concentrated on the Bronx. So from Long Island, I was traveling to the Bronx almost every night because we had different gigs all over the place, and it was a lot of fun.
I
And then
bet.
how'd you end up in California?
Well, during the day I was working for, there's a chain of supermarkets similar to Pavilions or Ralph's. It's called Pathmark. They continue to reign in the Northeast, New York, Connecticut, Long Island, New Jersey especially. And I got a job at Pathmark, and I was running the deli department, and that's where I met Peg.
That's where you met your wife.
Peg was running the front end, and we met, and that was 35 years ago.
Congratulations. That's a lot of
Thank
time
you.
to be married.
35 years. Well, we're married 26, but together 35. 35 as of the last Friday, the 28th.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah. And I also crediting Peg as one of the women who kept me on the straight and narrow because I was still a little,
She's amazing. She's
She is.
amazing.
She's fantastic, and she
She
helps
really
you
is.
at Planet Yogurt. You guys run it together.
Yeah, she's a trooper.
Absolutely.
She just unbelievable.
One of the things I like about going to Planet Yogurt is they treat you like family. You're not just going into a retail store. You're going into a place where people say hello to you, they welcome you, they're happy you're there, they appreciate your business, and anything you need while you're there, if they can provide it, they'll provide it for you.
Exactly. You feel so welcome that it's easy to come back. Not only because of the attitude of the product and the service.
Absolutely. Not only do you have the best yogurt in the world, you have the best service in the world.
Thank
And
you.
We
Thank you.
love it, and we appreciate your being with us. We also don't want to let you go, because you're the interesting man in the world, and you're making this show very interesting for our listeners. When we come back, we're going to talk about how Robert got to California and became a super actor.
Oh, yeah. You're listening to our hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS.